Back on trading, another one. Welcome. I'm on a trade and it's still valid. Thank you. Welcome back to another live trading session, traders, for Thursday, 14th of May 2026. This is exclusive live trading session. I'm looking at here for a couple of entries in this live session, and here I'm looking at welcome back to this live session, and I hope that you guys and girls are ready for another move here. Here I'm waiting for an entry. So if you look at that, here I have running one trade, and we can look for more entries. However, for those who have just joined, I will be doing a full analysis of this trade. I have already posted one update in the premium group, but if anyone wants to willing to trade this one, this is the entry, still valid, just little above my entry area, and I will be looking forward to see the market to eventually potentially to break below here. If you look at the 4 hour here, with the candle close, the market has dropped down back below in that area here in this market. So we are looking at here for this price action to drop down, to break below, to create a new lower low in this market. This is where we are looking at in this market. If you look at, there was a break above, and we have seen there was a strong reaction back below of that key level. So there is multiple rejection of this resistance line, and what I think that the market potentially to break that low here with this head and shoulder, and I'm looking forward to see the market is moving accordingly, and I'm looking at here for this movement for the price action to drop, to break below, to create a new lower low. Welcome, and let me know if you're ready for further entry. This is the current entry that I have opened on gold, and I am looking to see that the market to retest that level, and then to return again back below to create a new lower low. Thank you. There's a double top here that you can see in this area, and with this double top, looking forward to see the market to trend back down here, trend back below to the support area. And once you are here, make sure you like this stream, and also this was my entry. This is during the London session after the live. So my entry here on this trade at 4694.50, stop loss at 4707.42, and I set TP target at 4778. Now with of course smaller risk, and looking forward to see the market to here to trend back down here to the support area. And that is where, if you look at from this support area, that the market is here creating an upside bias. It's dangerous. It can go both ways. Okay. So the first thing, it's important that traders, trading is the safest thing I have ever seen. You know why? Because in trading, only in trading, you can limit your risk, right? You can take a big risk anytime, right? You're driving a car, it is still dangerous than trading. Let's take a wrong turn and see what happened. All right? You can't limit your risk in driving a car. Because when there is a risk, there is a risk. Of course, everything has a risk. Neither you can limit your risk at any point, right? Medicine, doctor is prescribing the medicine, but we don't know what it is. There is still risk. There's a lot of news also about the risk. So everything has a risk. Life itself is a risk. Being alive is a risk. But in trading has comparatively low risk because you can limit your risk. You can say the market that I'll risk $500 in this trade, and the market, your trading account will hit that $500 stop loss if the trade goes in your, opposite in your favor. All right? This is only possible in trading. It's not possible anywhere. So therefore, trading is low risk. Even if hitting stop loss, it doesn't mean that you are losing it, because we always add up all those trades that you are opening overall. Okay, that's all about trading. Now, yes, can you limit your risk in driving? Yeah, just drive slow, right? Still, there is also financial loss. If you overspeed, then you're gonna get caught on camera, and still this is over risk, right? So risk in everything, but managing the risk is the best way. You can manage risk in many ways. There are many ways you can manage risk. We'll be discussing in this live session how many ways you can manage the risk so that you can minimize the risk and you can take the full return of your risk as a reward. By the way, we just beginning. Still, we have the full session to do, and we are 15 minutes. There is a coming up news coming on. If you look at that coming up, core retail sales, and we will be looking at that core retail sales. We'll see that how the market might react to that data coming. So we'll see here that where the market does. Now it reached that level. This is a triple top or a trend line. And as the 15 minutes later coming up news, and I'm looking at here, if we see successful rejection of this high, we can look for this market to drop back below here. Right, so see that where it is heading. So there is if you look at that, here always speaking in our head, right? Don't take the risk. This is what, especially when I was younger, also the same thing my parents, don't take the risk, it's risky, don't take the risk. It's not that take the risk, but learn to manage the risk. That's what trading is all about. Because if you don't take the risk, you're not gonna go anywhere. You have to take the risk. So what are the risks? What is some of the most fearful risk that stops us from growing? The most fearful risk. Okay, one of them is public criticism, right? Or criticism, fear of criticism. This is what I think. It's there is a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I read that long ago. So he explained that. Okay, fear of criticism is biggest one of them. Okay, fear of old age, fear of death, fear of like some other fears. So those are the hindrance of becoming successful, right? So this is what you need to focus on, managing those risks. So how do you manage the risk of being criticized, right? We'll see that here. I think all of you has the experience, right? Being criticized. By the way, view is almost now going up near to half of the regular view, but the likes is not going up. So Make sure you like this stream. I think you're busy in opening the position. I'm running this trade and selling this trade. Okay, I'm here looking at and looking forward to see the market to break below. If you look at, there is just a matter of 12 minutes, it's coming up here. That is the core retail sales, right? That's very important to look at, because with the data we might see the spike again, and this can be in that direction or in that direction, right? We are looking at here. So there's a long week here, and as the news coming, if I'm out, I will be out. We'll be looking at re-entry. Here you might see some spike. We have 10 minutes for the data to come up. It's late, sorry. Can I sell now? We are almost nearing to this ending area, and I would say that if you haven't opened, then probably waiting better, because there is a data coming. And if you look at that coming up, core retail sales, and with this core retail sales we will be looking at entry, and if we are out here, we will be waiting for the confirmation. And I think the data coming up is quite significant. That might be making the market move a lot during that data release. So we'll see that what's happening. Getting rejection off the top. The market extended above and it's still there. It's very interesting. Might catch up. It extended above, and now if you look at that resistance line, the price has reached that resistance. It's an overextension of this resistance line. Okay, so if anyone has a proper risk management plan, if I enter here, I would look at entry and keeping a very wide stop loss above for any kind of short move, and that's what I will do. But at the moment I'm not entering. I might exit this trade very soon. I'm still on it. My stop was at 4708.14. So if you look at that, this is the 4-hour market. So remove the stop loss here back. Through the 1 hour here. It's a one single move that you can see of this level. And I will wait for the data to come up and to see if the market is reacting off this level. We have 7 minutes to go for this data to come. Yeah, manipulation. Yeah, this is the power of market. Market manipulates, because without that, market will not move. Yeah. We can sell, but the thing is that here, if you look at this, this is a zone where there is there is a news coming, right? And that news is the upcoming news is very important to look at. So when there is a news coming, it's gonna be critical to look at how the news has played role in this move. Now you can see this is an overextension here. Maybe we can take a look here. If you look at from here, it has broken back to the upside. There is a long wick. This is a pretty long wick, and there is also a resistance level here of this. If you look at the lower time frame 1 hour chart, pretty quite a few consolidation. I wouldn't look to go long here still, because if you look at the daily, you can see the market has from this support bounced back to the upside here at that level, and we'll see that where it is being heading. It's carrying reaction of this zone here, and we have 4 minutes for this data to come. And I'm planning to see if we can take this spike in this trade. There is a risk with this spike. I'm not entering yet, just looking to see if it is worth taking. Will not be going. We'll be waiting for the data to come up, and then we'll see that what the market shows, and then based on that we can look at an entry. Okay, so if you look at the market, it is still in the sell. Good plan, thank you. Yeah, previous trade is still running. Stop loss somehow moved a little bit, but it I have gone to the stop loss anyway. Mine is still active. Somehow I moved my stop loss 4708.14. It just moved at our stop loss and then returned, but we can look at entry again. Because if this market successfully, the way I see the price action has formed, there is a chance for a rejection back below here. We see that what we still have few minutes to go for the data to come. Two minutes, yeah, good plan. Okay. So let the spike go away. Okay. So once you see the spike is gone away, you are, that well ahead in your progress, which is very important to look at. So you're waiting. I'm also waiting for the market to. I'm giving it a go so that it can have that reaction in that area. Okay, got a spike. And now let's see that what's the data is showing, which is important to look at. UK Minister is trading resigning as UK Health Secretary. Calendar. Okay, so here is some pending news here. Okay, 0.5 forecast, actual 0.5 retail sales. And if you go to if we go to this here, .5, 0.7, 0.7. So basically that's both 0.5, 0.5 and 0.7, 0.7. So both of them is, if you look at that here, both of them the same as the data has come out in this. So we can see that retail sales and core retail sales, both of them playing the same way here. So if we look at on here in this area, that on the market, so the data has come out to be the forecast as well as the actual is the same. We're looking at here on XAUUSD, that we can see the market is showing an upside bias of this level. Now we could see that from this zone that the market to here potentially to react back below, and we could see the market structure to show its pattern. Now there is a drop, multiple liquidity sweep. We could see what I think now possible upside bias, and then this is an overextension of this level, right? The market in narrow range, and because the market is in a narrow range, so I'm not finding a very clear directional bias here. We need to see the clear directional bias, then we can look at entry. And in the meantime, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Patience is key. We are waiting patiently for an entry at this level. Okay, this is here showing an upside bias, and I'm out with my running trades here, nearly there. And if you look at here, the market structure showing that this is a bullish market. Here at the moment of this support, it created an upside momentum back to the upside here. And with this, if you look at this market structure that you can see here, this is an semicircular structure that you can see here. And with this semicircular structure, there's a chance for the price action to move up, or we could see reaction back below here. Waiting for the market structure to show its clear directional bias. Okay, showing up and possibly further move up. It's almost going back to the weekly. This is where the weekly opening that we have seen, and I think that with the weekly opening, so if you look at that weekly level, which is the regular level of resistance that you can see in that area, this is the weekly level of resistance. And off that weekly level, if you look at, this is the recent high. And as the market start to push back up here, the price may go back again to the weekly resistance and could come back down below to create potential new lower low here in that area. And I'm looking at here for this move. Let's see that where it is heading. And based on that, we'll be looking at entry. What's your bias? Buy or sell? I'm starting a poll. Before you press the poll, make sure you also press the like button. I'm preparing for an entry, but we just need to think of how we can do the risk management and also find the best entry. Patience is key, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm starting a poll. What is your bias? You can let me know in this meantime. So start a poll. And what's your bias on gold today? Bullish or bearish? Thank you. All right, so why don't you analyze the order flow, footprint chart, and delta for more accuracy? Good day, welcome. You know, there is a term. This is a very popular term from the old school trading system. There is a term saying that analysis paralysis, right? You can do a lot of analysis. I did all the analysis literally possible, right? I traded many strategies, many of them. Okay, RSI divergence, overbought, oversold, support resistance, triple candle rejection, doji, pin bar, bullish engulfer, bearish engulfer, we trade all of them. Fibonacci, Elliott wave, everything you can trade. The thing is that the simplest strategy is the best strategy, because all you need an edge. Okay, that's all. We're just typing analysis. Yeah, there's a very good telepathic. It happens when you just doing the same thing. Telepathic is sometimes some refer to as, I think, the law of attraction or like that, because when two people or more people thinking the same thing, because everything generates in a specific way, right? Thinking and then feeling and then acting. So when the same thing, same thinking to multiple people, the same kind of action arises in the same way, right? Sometimes called a telepathic, but basically going in the same way. Okay, so here after break of this structure, that you can see the market is with a break of structure, the market is trying to break here above, and that can create a movement back to the upside. When news comes out, what time? It's gone. It's came out already. So core retail sales 0.7% and retail sales 0.5%. Now sentiment, that's where everything make a big difference. If you look at the sentiment, so some of the, I think this is just 4 hours ago, White House official confirms mutual agreement, Iran must not acquire nuclear weapons. Okay, so there is a one point, I think that was the, I think, the biggest point of all, that before the war, White House officials confirms mutual agreement, Iran must not acquire nuclear weapon. So I think that was the most disagreement in all of that. There was some back and forth of the negotiation. So how does that the market is going to interpret? Okay, let's understand that. Do you see this move on oil? Let me tell you how the market moves, and that's also help you to understand much more better way. So if you look at just now this hour, look at this, how the market is reacting to this support area, for at least for short term, even for not for long term. For short term, if you look at this rejection, right, and this rejection is actually coming off potentially, this is the news. So there is a news, has especially on oil, there's an impact, and also it penetrate through oil and also with the gold as well, right? They are also moving the same direction. So if you look at that on oil, with what is the relationship between, let's see that, with White House officials confirm mutual agreement and must not acquire nuclear weapon. So what is the relationship? The relationship is that we saw that Iran is not giving up their ambition or expectation to have a nuclear weapon. So if there is the White House says that there a mutual agreement, Iran will not have nuclear weapon, but Iran is not giving up, then there is a potential for, like conflict or war or whatever happening. So that's where the energy potentially may be rising, and we can see some influence. So which we can see that the market here is, this is the key support area, and we can see the oil, as soon as we saw the news, we saw the spike happen. And now the core points here that when the market, especially, also there are some, I think, UK minister Streeting resigns, that also has an impact. But I think that the biggest influence of this one, because and then now, so to resolve this, either what negotiation come later, and I think it's just becoming more and more prevalent that the points that giving from one side is going not being agreed to the other side. But what I think that overall, in the context of the market, is the market start to believe that means the trader is that oil price might remain at an elevated level. This is what I see that from the context of the trader, because we don't want to comment about, or we can comment, but what's gonna happen we don't know. But what I think that the market is interpreting that there is a higher risk in terms of that region, and then the oil might remain expensive. Candlestick are different is a price action. Okay. What time? Okay, so you can say that candlestick are different is a price action. Candlestick are different is a price action. Order flow and footprint chart is completely different. You can see the buyers and sellers. Orders live. Can you recommend order flow or normal candlestick? Okay, so in terms of order flow, when we go to the order flow is a lagging information. Just keep in mind, traders. So the only real-time information is candlestick, because you are seeing live what is happening in the order flow. That means what is happening, how the market is doing. But if you want to see the order flow, such as the COT report, this is one of them that you can see the order flow. COT report, I sometimes look at, but the thing happened with the COT report is that it's gonna tell you how many position was closed past week by institutional trader. So that doesn't make much difference, right? Because past week is gone. We are trading in a moment at this day. So more of relying on three fundamental aspect. Trend. There's a lot of information that you can pay attention right now that will give you edge in the market, such as candlestick, trend, and then look at the sentiment. As I mentioned, sentiment plays a big role, as we discussed that on oil here, and with that on also with the gold and many others. So we see there are, whenever there is an interest rate hike. So in the recent time, what you can see that if you look at euro dollar and GBP/USD, I'm running also a trade on euro dollar. If you look at they are bearish, right? We saw that. You see, there are some indication from ECB that rate hike might be coming, right? But still, euro dollar is bearish. Euro is still bearish. It's because of the strengthening on dollar index. So the dollar index is bullish. So because it's all about the relative strength, right? If you look at that, let's say euro is getting stronger and DXY also getting stronger. then which one will be bearish? Because you're trading euro with dollar. So which one is gonna be bearish? The one that is stronger in these two strongest moving in terms of the directional bias, right? So for example, if this one is 4 out of 10, this one is 6 out of 10, then ultimately euro dollar will remain bearish. So despite of the rate hikes, I think euro dollar is coming so far, we see bearish. The market is unpredictable, at any time, at any direction can go. While gold is, if euro dollar is bearish and WTA is bullish, DXY is bullish, gold is still remaining potentially be bearish. But we can see some short-term move here. It's happening. And so we saw the retail sales come. Japan BOJ board member, so advocate for early rate hike if economic data remains stable. I think there's another one here about the Iran war, which is really influencing the market. Iran's the time has come to sign domineering behavior to the main of history. It's a little harsh, but anyway, I have to look for some of the word again on dictionary. We'll see that. What's your bias here? I have shared a poll here. You can share. Let's see that where it is heading. In order flow, each candle shows buyers and sellers order live. By watching order flow can each candle shows buyers and what to do. In order flow, you can see the candles order live. In order flow, each candle show buyers and sellers orders live. Really? I haven't heard of it. How do you know that you can see the order flow? Do you have an indicator like that? That buyers and sellers order? I don't think so, because the market will never disclose other people's order in the market. It's impossible. You only can see volume also as an indicator. No, that's not, shouldn't be true. Shouldn't be like that, because you can't see the orders on live, because they are, how many lot I am buying or selling. If I am not, that giving in public, it shouldn't be on the chart. Okay, it won't be on the chart. Maybe speaking a different term, but anyway, it shouldn't be on the chart. It won't be on the chart. Not sure. You only can see the volume as an indicator. Trend strength, many of them, ADX, Okay, it's also another good indicator that shows you the trend strength, which is an important part of this one. Very important to look at. It's a platform, Ninja Traders, Optimus Flow to paid. No, I don't use that. it's not gonna for me. I know all of that, and I'm trading for years of time, and I have gone through everything. Okay, I've gone through everything, and I'm settled with the most effective system. For those who are in the premium group, you know that how we trade, right? I take the real trade in the real market with the live capital, and that's all. First thing I can't do is I can't hold a trade very long. Now, I don't like to hold a trade very long. And so the shorter term trading is what I like. Okay, within a short period of time. And that's why I trade on 1 minute, because sometimes I close my profit in few minutes. And you see, if you look at that, I had seen traders makes millions. They trade on lower time frame like this, within short period of time, in and out. Okay, because we don't want to experience that emotion for a long time, right? It's much more easier to do that. But it depends on how you want to trade in. Right? What's your favorite trading style? Yes, I also had about Ninja. Okay, let's look at here, and we are going back to this zone here. So I'm trying to make sense of what is happening on the geopolitically and also in war, so that we understand what the market is going to interpret. I think there was a Ziastram, if US and China can avoid to see that's, do you know what it is? I really don't know what this word means. I have to look at it. I think it's idioms popularized by. Okay, so it's a kind of back and forth, I think. What is the ideal for gold? Idea for gold. Okay. Yeah. Now, idea for gold, we are on that settling in the technical aspect. So the market is choppy. The first thing that we need to understand, the market is choppy. There are two kinds of trading. One is in a choppy market, the other one is in a trending market. When the market is choppy, when you see the market in a sideways choppy, then we have to have comparatively smaller profit target. That's the first thing that we need to look at. Now, in terms of directionally, here we see some, whenever the market coming, showing a trending bias, an upside bias here on gold. And that upside bias that you can see here, it's creating that the market, whenever coming down, it's getting a reaction back to the upside. I'm still, I'm fully open to any direction. I'm open to direction because more often you see the clearly explain that, Okay, this is a downtrend and I'm going to sell. This is an uptrend, I'm going to buy. But what we can see here, that this market is in that zone here. It shows a bullish bias, but it may not go a lot here. The move might be shorter. So our target could be near to 100 pip today. We'll be looking at this kind of target for nearly to 100 pip for a move in this market. Okay. Trend we also allow. That's not the actual order flow. That's not the actual order flow. No indicator can give you the accurate information of the order in the market. No indicator. It's impossible. It's just some indicator. You see, the indicator means that based on empirical data, not actual information. You are aggressor. Waiting is the best strategy. It's not an indicator. Is showing the trades live buy and sell order inside the each candle. The only trading views also have order flow and footprint and paid. Okay. Now we can see rejection of this higher price. Now, are you guys ready for that entry? Now, I think the market is getting that rejection from this high. We might see a potential direction here in this area. I guess you guys got connected. Now, there is a rejection of this higher price that you can see. And because the market is getting the rejection here, we will be looking at, as I mentioned earlier, we will be looking at an entry that creates less, profit target pressure, right? You can see from this resistance, it got rejection. I think that's where you can see after going up little higher at near our stop loss, there is one large candle coming. I'm preparing for an entry of this candlestick pattern here. This is the 5 minutes candle closing in 1 minute time, and I'm going to look at to sell this price action of this level here. I'll keep my stop loss above, just above this candle, and I'm not going to take a big profit target here. As you can see, that's why my stop loss as well is smaller, and I am targeting here to this support area here, which will be nearly to 1-on-1, but the probability is higher. So 109 pp stop loss, and I'm selling on gold here. My stop loss here at 4708.46, and profit target setting at 4686. 4686.41. So I'm taking this trade, guys. I'm taking this trade, sell trade, and I'm looking forward to see the market to have a break of support. It can still go back up to the resistance line. We need to take a directional bias, which usually has a high probability entry. Now, if you look at the 1 minute chart, you can see that there is initial break of structure. Now, with this break of structure, I'm looking forward to see the market to break that low here in that area. And this is, if you look at the overall market structure, this is an overall, if you look at the bigger picture, that I'm looking at to retest that support and then to trend in the direction of this move here. There's a break of support. If you look at the 5 minutes, where the market has dropped to this support area, and back-to-back two, if you look at back-to-back two break of support, two breakdown of this level, and there is also the liquidity sweep here in that area. And because there is a break below that, I'm looking to see the market to create another new lower low in this area. And we sold that market to see that if the price action is showing that direction here, to create another new lower low. It's a pretty large range here that you can see of this level. and it moved, has done the pullback, looking for the market to create another bias here back below. See some reaction. It's going to be a little surprising if the market doesn't move back again below. So this is the 1 hour candle close, and with the candle close the price tested the lower shadow, and there is potential for back-to-back 2 long wick candlestick pattern closed in that area. It's a two rejection in this zone. On it here, and we're looking at the 30 minutes also to see that 15 minutes. This is an extended consolidation pattern, and there might be reach that level here. So then the 5 minutes candle close and a consolidation pattern that we can see here. There was a false breakout, overextension above. Right, so you can see there are some more that coming, and this area from the 15 minutes also you can see a long wick doji. If the market successfully come back below to fill that zone here, so I'm like to take that move. Price has shown so far earlier an upside bias, which what I think that the price might try to fill the lower part of this 4-hour price action. That if you look at from the 15 minutes, also pretty long wick candle. I'm bearish on gold for weeks now. Welcome. I'm also bearish still. I'm still bearish because DXY is bullish, right? So if DXY is bullish, gold is to be bearish. Okay, DXY seems to go down. It might be coming for potentially. If you look at now, the DXY is an uptrend. You can see that. So it may have come for a pullback. So if DXY is going up, from that reasoning, that I would say gold to remain still downside, because usually they rarely move in the same direction. If you see the DXY is going up, gold to be down, right? That's the usual phenomena. But in rare cases, sometimes they move in the same direction, but more often DXY and gold to be if DXY is if you look at if DXY is bullish, then gold is to remain bearish. That's the ideal scenario in the market. Now sometime it defies a little bit, which is a rare scenario, rare occurring, especially if you see there is a strong geopolitical tension or war, very strong war, then sometime it happens, but usually they move in the opposite direction. And that's where you are looking at here for this market to show up. And with this move, if you look at the market structure now, showing that this is a bear market, and we are looking at this market structure to give us that move. We see the break of support, and I'm on this trade, guys. We want to hold this one here to take nearly to 116 pip. The price has broken back below after going 50% of our drawdown, and I would like to take this one here with all of you, celebrating this 115 pip successfully move, and I'm not moving the stop loss at entry. Make sure that you're not doubling up the risk. Just keep as it is and wait for the market to show its pattern, and then we can look at now the market is at support, right? This is a support area. We saw the pullback happen. The market has broken back below. There is a pretty large head and shoulder here as well. This is usually potentially a downtrending move. If you look at the 4 hour here, there was pretty long rejection. Now I would say that if this market successfully drop, this is the daily move to break further low before it potentially bounce again back above. The market is in a range, so it might go for little extended range here that we could see in that area. Welcome. Some loud music, very familiar one. I think the market is currently in a consolidation that you can see here in this area, and that consolidation is key to look at. Can it go below 4675? It may not go a lot. If you look at the daily, that you can see the market, it may, if the support breaks entirely, we might see that move happens. But let's understand that the reason behind the move, because there is extended consolidation, and when you see this kind of consolidation, the market usually goes back again in the consolidation after break of this. But I would like to look at, is there any breaking news has come out? That the news has come out, and we can see here, I think we looked at it, but just let's review here some of the what is officials confirm mutual agreement. Iran must not acquire nuclear weapons. So I think you know that what's happening here now. Gold is showing a bearish bias, while we see that DXY is continuing its strength that you can see. So DXY is, there's an inverted head and shoulder, and then this is a very textbook inverted head and shoulder on 1 hour, that I would say DXY is strongly bullish here. And one of the reason of this, if you look at also the DXY move, is also some of the influence that you can see. Also, I think the US-China visit, that relationship also potentially strengthening DXY. And also there is a possibility for if you look at that Iran war, and that might create WTI potentially energy going higher. If the energy goes higher, then gold usually remain bearish. I think that's what we can see at the moment. And if you see that, what's your bias on the current sentiment, you can share your thought in the live chat. So DXY is trending, and why gold ranging? Okay, that's a good question. DXY trending, why gold is ranging? Gold also trending, but not as much as the DXY, right? Very good, sensible question. Let me tell you. Here two things. One is DXY, the other one is gold, right? So we are looking at gold versus US dollar. If you keep gold constant, then US dollar up and rise, it's gonna change the price movement. But also you need to look at how the gold is performing in terms. Oh, there's a nice price action here, and I would say that this is nice looking bearish price action here that you can see, and I'm expecting it to break that low and then to go up, give us that profit target hit. Okay. Okay, so we can see the market slowly breaking that low, breaking the support here, and possibly to hit our profit target. And I'm waiting to secure that 120 pip. Oh, that's gone. Hit that profit target. Okay, so profit is taken here, profit target hit, and this one. $116 pip taken out of. Taken out of. This is 116 pip, and what's your feedback on this? Just beginning, we still have long way to go. Nice, thank you. It's gone. Yeah, and I'm not stopping here. I will be looking for more entry shortly after. It's showing that downside movement. So what do you see on the market here, and also the politics? So if you look at here, I think the UK, this one has also created significant volatility. UK Ministry Streeting resigns as UK Secretary. Okay, so it's broken that low, broken that support here, and with this break below, the market shows that with multiple rejection here, the price action has moved to a new area of value. That new area value is important to look at here to see where the market is heading at the moment. How much lot size use can I nice. How much lot size use, sir? Can you share if you have didn't mind? At what time do you come? Okay, firstly, the lot size varies, okay, significantly depending on what how much is your risk level, right? How much is the risk percentage is very important to look at. So risk percentage is important to look at. If you look at that here, depending on how much your risk percentage and how many pip stop loss you have for each trade, that's what you need to look at here. As you can see, the price action shows this market movement, and with this movement we could see that the price action to remain here bearish for longer term picture. And you could see that move, and you could see continuation here further down, and it might bring that price well below or back to this support area. I'm still not done. I'm still looking for entry, and if you look at here, the market start to trend. Can you look for another one? We had a little gap, and so it's showing its bearish price action. So you're trading breakup structure, yes. So simple, right? Breakup structure. Yeah, this is what I mostly trade. Breakup structure. Understand the trend and then wait for the breakup structure. Like naked chart is where you can see the best trade. No indicator, nothing. You see, I have few, like these are basically I just checked before, but mainly you see I don't have many indicators in my chart, only 10 and 20 EMA, and also our trend entry engine, the one that I use for confirmation. Sometime only using that. So when you see the naked chart, you see that this market structure, now you have closed the trade. Now I don't need anything to trade in this market structure. This is nicely falling market. If you're scalping, just wait for, you see that this is nice looking. This price action was an absolutely sell entry. You need nothing to trade this candle here, okay, with 2% risk of your account for 2 to 1 or 1 to 1. This is all you need, right? Okay, how do you see? Segment, a clean move, pullback, again break, like that. Okay, let me tell you again. Wait for a clean move. If it is a downtrend, wait for a pullback, and then reverse again, and then wait for another break above, and then wait for an entire break, or at least halfway to the break. So what you found? A clean move, a narrow pullback, break of structure again, and then the market, this is liquidity grab, and the price has rejected, consolidated here or something like that. It's a nice looking move for another move back below. That's all you need, right? You need no indicator, nothing, just clean move. That's the goal here. The clean move, pull back, and then the market, you see that it's moving again. Now, not buying from the top, not buying from the bottom. You see the move that I have taken here also based on the clean move. This is the clean move. Okay, the pullback has gone little higher, but what you can see, a clean move, and then pullback here, and the market drop again in the direction, right? That's what the key here to look at. Let me know if you have any question, and are you enjoying the live session? Say yes if you're enjoying. So I think some of the news here that shows move. And it's still in a trend. The market here shows still in a downtrend, and I think if you look at here, it tested the lower shadow. The move here to me is bearish. If you look at the daily, it has entirely broken the daily low. It is possible for a waterfall, don't you think so? I think so. It's possible for a waterfall. Are you to that point? So how do you filter your news for gold? That's a good question as well. So for news on gold is basically news on dollar and news on the global news. So the sentiment and also news for dollar index, because we are trading gold basically against the dollar, right? AUD news, look at AUD news for gold move, USD news, and look for any sentiment, war news. These are war news or the economic, any kind of economic, economically significant news. That's where you're gonna keep. Euro new, like the Euro US, like the central bank news, it doesn't influence much on gold price. There will be some move for any news. When there is a high impact news, everything moves, right? Everything has a relationship. As I mentioned earlier, that you see White House official confirms the mutual agreement, that has influenced directly the oil price, energy, and oil gone up, that you can see, and with the going oil up, gold dropped, right? So this is a relationship, inverse relationship with oil and gold. And also, if you see the dollar is going up, then you can expect gold to come down. So what do you see? Dollar, we saw there was here, now it's on a pullback. We saw there was a spike on DXY with the current, with this spike, and it spiked back down here. Now it's gold after this drop, it's now pushing again back above here, right? So this is the overall move that you can see on gold. Now gold has moved a lot. This is the 1 hour. Again, it's moving back again to the upside here. So that could be that the market structure to, with this movement back to the upside, because it dropped well below, it might now try to go back again to the upside here. Might try to go back to the upside again here. Okay, we can see some This is a significant move back towards the upside, and it may now deepen for a pullback, or we could see further upside. What is the easiest way to understand the trend? Okay, this is another crucial question that I would say that very important question. Understanding trend, and you see that we have successfully closed the trade, but also we need to look at the successfully the logic and education and reasoning behind the trade, right? Reason is very important, because most of us don't reason, right? We just go with what we have just learned, right? Reason very important. So reason is, for example, when you act based on reason in trading or in anything, that's gonna change entirely your life. So reason is why you are doing the things that you are doing. That's reason. Why you are saying the things that you are saying. That's the reason. So when you act based on reason, it becomes easy peasy. Okay, so you can see here, I think there is potential for further drop. Let's say that if we will be opening, it's not trending very aggressively, otherwise I would look to sell again here. So reason is will give you of understanding that it's breaking below here. We could look for another one, but the market was in a very long consolidation, so I'm waiting for little confirmation here. So when you act based on reason, you actually know each step, and that will give you, let me tell you something, that will give you higher energetic access. You won't find it in any education. In education, in school, it's not gonna teach you. But the truth, the ultimate thing that changes, moves everything for you, is your internal energy. You have an energetic source, okay? When you move with reason, then you have access to that energy. You'll find a reason always. This is for everything, but for trading, in the same way, the brain works in the same way. If I'm selling, then why am I selling? Okay, so that's key to look at. If you look at, let's say I am selling, then for example, if I am selling here, because there is a break of structure, there is a liquidity sweep, so it has a selling pressure, I'm selling. That's how it works in terms of selling. And also buying. I need to save my day. Can I sell now? Place advice. The market now from this, if you look at the 1 hour candle close coming, now it can either go for another ride or it can drop down. Okay, the bias is still down here. To be able to enter, I would like to see little better price action. So you're seeing some break of this zone here, which is showing the market to have that reaction back below. Breaking out of this level, and that may market is trending in this area, and we to look at for another entry of this level. So with a 1 hour, one bearish engulfer, the market has shown that continuation here with pretty long weak candlestick pattern formation. And as the candle close, we can see the market structure shown that bearish price action, and we could see the market to potentially to create a new lower low here in this area. What is price action in simple term? Okay. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Price action trading is the most effective way to trade the market. If you look at any professional trader, they all trade based on price action, right? Price action is only the system that you can rely on for trading if you are trading properly. So price action trading is where, if you look at the chart, what do you see? That there is only visible information is candlestick pattern, right? Some structure formation and supply and demand zone. So trading based on that supply and demand is price action trading. So trading based on supply and demand. For example, selling here, I'm not selling, but selling here, because the market has reached a key level breakout structure, taking profit here is price action trading. Buying here because the market crossed the 20 EMA is not price action trading, it's indicator trading, because you're just buying because the indicator shows you that the market is going up. Or only entirely trading based on news only. It's not also price action trading. Price action trading means that you trade based on supply and demand, because the market is in fact moved only by supply and demand, right? That is price action trading. Okay, the market structure now at this level is creating series of lower high. We see that 1 hour candle closed here and the market has pulled back to the upside. Now this, after this massive drop, I would like to delete all of that and we'll be looking at the market now fresh perspective to see what is our next potential entry level that we can look at from the intraday time frame. So this is an entire move that you can see the market has dropped and pulled back to that level, and with this entire move from this here to this pullback level, the price has reached that support area, and off this support that you can see from here the market dropped to that low has created this initial move back to the upside. Right now this move can go up further, or you could see the weak fill. Like if the market come back for a weak fill, that might create really stronger move here. And from the daily, it's still possible to break that further lower. If it breaks further low, then the market might even come well below here to very low area. That means that lowest level of price here in that zone on XAUUSD. So that level that you can see of this level, the market has tested the low, tested the high, tested the low, and we are looking at here for this price action to break below here, and which is a pretty big red candle that you can see. So the market structure is bearish, and you can see the market trend is bearish, and we are looking at here for this price action to continue to trend and to create a new lower low, and I'm excited to take this move again as soon as it appears here in this market structure. We had our previous session, probably you guys have seen that. We had an incredible trading session, and also every trade that I'm opening, also I'm sharing in the premium group, including this live or without this live. Now we are in 2026, guys, and I believe that you are now seeing that how trading is so important at the moment, and how changing lives by trading every single day. So for you as a trader, some question that come, for example, price action trading, right? So these are the foundation. You guys can see all those courses also pinned at the top of the premium group. You can go to the course, watch all of them, and get educated, guys. Get educated. Time coming for you to become a trader. It's coming very soon. It's already there, right? It's already here, that the passive income needed to improve your life. So if you're on that board, then this is where you find every trade that I'm taking, also sharing every education. If you follow along for a few days, you're gonna become master of it. Trend is bearish, but we can see that there is a reaction of this, and that reaction might take that price here back up. Trend is bearish, but you could see further upside, because there is a previous hour unusually bigger drop that you have seen in the previous hour. So the market might here come further low, and it can come back even lower here. Can come back lower here. So is the resistance? Is the resistance line here that you can see? So what makes the breakover structure valid? Okay, so breakover structure valid when it breaks a major swing with a one single or with an impulsive move. So for example, if you see the trend, you'll see like that, and also you'll see something like that. Okay, like this. But there are some major swings, right? So if you look at here, it's a major. These are major levels. Once the market goes up to break that with one or few bigger candlestick pattern, that makes breakover structure valid. That valid means that it's a high probability. So you can see that here, so one single move, especially after the first move of the trend, that's where high probability trade comes in play. After the first move of the trend, it creates a stronger breakover structure. Now you can see here the price has it's gone to the resistance line, and it might also try to break that low. If it does, we can look at again another entry. I'll not be hesitant to look for another entry if we see successful rejection. Morning, still have a lot to take. What do you see on WTI? Oil is showing upside bias. DXY is in a pullback, but I think this is what gold is trying to push back here. DXY has shown a significant bounce off this level. Euro dollar, that you can see the market is having that downside. USD JPY, that you can see the market has broken below. Here again another liquidity sweep. So this is showing that what I think USD JPY might be preparing for a bounce back here. If you look at here, USD JPY, the market has broken that low and then showing potential upside momentum here on dollar yen. Is the triple bottom at the 15 minutes valid, and what is the effect? Yes. So triple bottom or triple top is basically, I usually look at the trend, right? Which is very important to look at. You know, all those double bottom, double top, head and shoulder, we mostly wait for the trend to show up. And once you see the trend, once you see that trend and the market has shown the directional bias based on the trend, then we can look at, for example, if you see this double top, that's a very effective double top because the trend is down. Okay, we can see that similar kind. Double top, very effective because the trend is down. So when double top or double bottom also show you direction in that major trend, that's where the high probability trade setup. I guess that makes clear sense to you, and I believe you guys enjoying this session, and I'm doing every single day. We have another successful entry, and I'm looking for another entry once, because you see there is a rejection coming. It might go little extended back to the upside here, and with this is the 1 hour chart. If you look at the Fibonacci starting of this move to the end of the move, now the next potential trade may come around 61.8% or around this zone from the 1 hour. If you look at the 30 minutes also, this is an important area of value. That could be the potential next trading level that you can look for entry after this pullback, and I'm waiting for that entry. And at the same time, I'm almost end of this session, but not end of the trading. I'm still trading throughout the NY session, and I'm also coming live twice every single day during the London as well as the NY session. So don't miss out both of this session that I'm trading each day, extended hours to trade the market, to learn and to grow. This week we have kept the premium group. That means the group that is completely premium is open for few limited members. You can find link below this video. If you see the expired, that means that the position filled. Probably tomorrow you can look at again for another entry if it is available, where you can find everything exclusive available to join and to grow, to learn as a trader. Did you close Euro USD? No, it's running in profit. Euro USD running in profit. We have opened Euro USD trade, which is running in profit. Okay, so you can see euro dollar nearly to the profit target, but it didn't close by itself. I'm still on with this. It's running in profit. I'm waiting for that to happen. So that being said, thanks for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon. Traders, trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.